Hi guys! There have been a few updates on the ground in Ukraine over the last few days. From Igor Girkin trying to sneak into Ukraine to fight, to another Wagner base being destroyed by HIMARS. If you are new to the channel, my name is Maria and I share culture, history, politics and news about Ukraine, so you too can see my beautiful country the way I see it. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's get started with a good one. Wagner, the mercenary group of neo-Nazis that regularly commit war crimes around the world, have not had a good weekend. Ukrainian armed forces destroyed their base thanks to a tip-off from the Russian military correspondent. I'm not joking. The Russian Milk War really did tip Ukraine and the rest of the world off. The story is amazing. A Milk Corps arrived at the base, took photos and posted them online. Not only was it easy to geolocate the post, but the picture included exact address in Popasna. The armed forces of Ukraine were passed this information quickly and, well, HIMARS sent Ukraine's best wishes to the war criminals. Interestingly, the founder and owner of Wagner, Yevgeny Prigozhin, was at the base a few days prior, and though there is no confirmation that he was present at the base during the attack, and though the Russian media has already denied his death, a number of military officers report that they have lost contact with him since the HIMARS welcome gift to the Wagner base. But then, last night, he posted some pictures of himself being alive. Oh well. Some of you may not be familiar with Igor Girkin, but I'm sure you remember the downing of the Dutch plane MH17. Well, that was Igor Girkin who did that, and he was heavily involved with the annexation of Crimea and the Russian war in Donbass in 2014. Well, anyway, Girkin has been heavily critical of how Russia is performing in the war and has been taking the role of a military blogger providing updates. He openly criticized the leadership of Russia's failure and regularly mocks Sergei Shoigu, Russia's Minister of Defense. So over the last few days, Girkin shaved his mustache and tried to sneak to Ukraine to start fighting himself since he was displeased with how Russia is doing. Unfortunately for him, he was caught in Crimea, and rumor has that he is now under arrest. Details, I'm sure, will follow upcoming days. Anyway, he's a terrorist, and if Russians arrest him, karma is real and it's good for the world. Moving on, our Azovstal warriors who are still in Russian captivity are being subjected to fake tribunals. This is clearly a war crime and they are subject to being treated as prisoners of war. Of course, given that Russia is accusing anyone and everyone of being a mercenary, and though their proxies issuing death penalties after sham trials, does anyone expect Russia to do the right thing? Notably, Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor to President Zelensky, has called on the Red Cross to do its job and remember its purpose and reputation. You remember that the Red Cross was one of the institutions that guaranteed the safety of the Azovstal POWs, which is one of the main reasons that they were willing to surrender. Podolyak has gone on to say that all those fighters were legal combatants who were defending their country from an illegal aggressor. The Russian occupiers are still holding the largest power plant in Europe hostage and fire artillery rounds from the power plant, whilst not letting Ukrainian employees leave. They have damaged the switchgear at the power plant, and the risk of radiation leakage and fire is high. As a result of their terrorism, emergency protection was activated at one of the power units, and as a result, one of the 3 operating power units is now offline. The US, UK, and many other Western countries, even including UN, have urged Russia to demilitarize around the power plant. But of course, Russia blames Ukraine for what I'm not entirely sure and refuses to demilitarize around the power plant. Must we wait for them to cause a Chernobyl-style disaster before we call them nuclear terrorists? As of the previous day, there is no new major updates on Kherson other than all the bridges and transport links have now been destroyed. And the only way the Russians can get access to logistic, food, ammunition and weapons is through pontons and bridges, and there is no way they can get enough of it quickly. So it's not looking good for them there. Well, then when there are updates on this front, I will be sure to share them with you. Okay guys, that's all updates for now. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to regular updates from the ground. Slava Ukraini!